So next time you go to the airport, they may scan your face rather than checking your ID. Have you heard of this technology? Probably if you've done any traveling recently, you probably have been scanned rather than ID'd. It's called BigBearAI, and they're not the only company, but one of the companies. I recently purchased them around $2.80, and we've been holding them for a bit. They're starting to heat up as defense spending has been kicking in over the last year. But I'm just going to go through a three-step analysis. Before we dive into, the market's closed tomorrow for Memorial Day, but we are running a Memorial Day sale over at Stockmate. It's closing soon. So if you want to access our daily live trading sessions that happen every single morning at market open, you can use the code below and grab access to the second link in the description. Big Bear AI, the first step is the market. It's definitely seeing a lot of spending from US government. And it's definitely been extremely volatile. We've seen it surge from $1 a share up to $10 a share, back down into 2 and then back up to 10, and now it's hanging out around $4 a share. There's a few things that they've done that have worked well for them. They were one of the top candidates for this TSA checkpoint solution, where the TSA, the Department of Homeland Security, along with the Transportation Security Administration, were looking to implement technology that is able to have a improved passenger experience, maintain full compliance, and enhance the aviation security effectiveness by implementing technology that is built in with AI-driven threat detection. So it tells where you're coming from, where you're going. Then also reduce reliance on manual labor, so not having a TSA agent really go through all of the process that they go through with each and every person that comes through the airport, but then also just improve customer satisfaction or passenger satisfaction. Primarily, one of the big things was AI and machine learning, and then cloud-based command as well, with real-time analytics, predictive analytics, and business intelligence data. So not only tracking, but also being able to tell potentially what's going to happen. This is going to be billions of dollars. But what's interesting is Big Bear AI's CEO, why I've been really interested in this company is because they've actually been running with the CEO who's previously the acting commissioner or acting secretary of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, and he was the commissioner of U.S. Customs and Border Protection. So he's in this industry that makes a lot of sense that they would be able to bring more deals to the company because he already works in Homeland Security. So the market has seen a lot more investments from the government, but really their company has expanded in a lot of different ways as well. Not a good thing. I think it's good that you have a company that is able to execute in multiple areas, but it does become a concern when you see them doing shipyard AI. They're also doing hospital related, but it can make sense if their AI is truly kind of a one size fits all. But one of the things that was kind of concerning, at least not concerning, I don't want to use that word. One of the things that I was looking for more confirmation on about why they were kind of moving into a lot of different things, a lot of different industries, was it because they weren't seeing the revenue? Possibly. Or was it because they were trying to establish themselves and just build on top of what they already have? And maybe it was also for a marketing slash let's make our company a little more attractive as we expand. I'm not really sure, but either way, they did have a real strong direction, primarily with their VeriScan technology, which is what we were just talking about. They partnered with Palantir and some others, and then shortly after they launched this VeriScan technology. This is a facial recognition technology that takes fast, accurate capture in real time, transmits them securely to biometric matching, and it looks like this. It's like a scanner. Again, it scans your face, facial recognition, and these are the actual pieces of technology that I've personally seen as they've deployed at Dallas, Los Angeles, Nashville, Chicago, JFK, Heathrow. There's a lot of top airports that they've put this technology out into. And I personally think they're collecting a tremendous amount of data, which is why I think they're going to see more contracts. But what we saw, the biggest news that really came out, and this is where I think they actually had a real growth opportunity as of recently, is their recent acquisition of a company that is called Ask Sage. And then later on in this last quarter, when they reported earnings, they got more than 60 million in national security contracts. The revenue guidance did look slightly better, and their revenue kind of dipped, or not dipped, but stayed flat. However, they've geared up with a lot more assets. So, from a financial perspective, if you were to look at how things have been progressing, it's been pretty good. But uh, from an immediate big surge in revenue that would really make us see them as a valuable company and a lot of investors as a valuable company hasn't really hit yet. As they acquired that company, Ask Sage, they did see revenues coming in from that company, as that company's already doing around $25 million per year. So they did acquire it at a 10x multiple, which is still pretty, premium. But what's interesting is shortly after that, when you look at some of their moves, they had this acquisition back here. They had a big surge right around the acquisition, and they've been selling down, and then the trend, that they've had, there is this potential where they kind of continue up like this and continue back up into the $6 to $10, but they're still holding below the 200-day moving average. They're kind of having this uptrend, but they're also, volatile in that they're not really holding their trend too well. And this is where the revenue side of things gets interesting. So what I like to do is I like to use Prophecy app. Prophecy gets me a full breakdown of any stock in depth using all the best AI models in the world. And as you can tell, their balance sheet increased, their liabilities dropped. So they're looking like liabilities taking a big dip, which is great. But the income was pretty flat. And in the last quarter, they came in just with about $35 million in revenue with negative net income. The institutional buying and selling hasn't really turned bullish. The insiders has even looked a little bearish as well. And so I guess where I'm watching here is this potential that they could see the contracts and the spending from the US government continue to grow, as they're saying in their press releases. And that's why I've been holding them since 280. Obviously we're up at this point, but I do think if you're looking for these levels, some of the projections at least are anticipating that they will reach into the next year. Some models are projecting that they get up into the $7 to $8 range, close to $9 a share, which would be about a 95% increase. So I think the reason why they're seeing that, number one, they have a tremendous amount of data that they're collecting. The data side is really big. Number two, they've had some acquisitions in the AI markets, and that Ask Sage acquisition they recently had was very closely tied in that they are already producing revenue, and they're already seeing a lot of government contracts in the pipeline for that company they acquired. And I say a lot, if we were to go look at what the exact numbers are, you can see Ask Sage here has 150 models, zero trust. They have 120,000 defense users, 16,000 government teams, 27 agencies, 2,500 companies. And again, they're already doing revenues. So I think this was a good acquisition at the right time. They can continue to hold. But I do look at this and I say, it's good they have the models that you could select. So they basically have security that they input, and they are able to use models like Anthropic or like Claude or ChatGPT, but they have an extreme level of security related to the governments so that they aren't sharing any of that extra data, you could say, with the companies that they work with, the AI models that they use. And so really, really interesting. BigBear.ai completes the Ask Sage acquisition. They recently acquired them. And so I think that this is where they're going to see a lot more revenue. At least that's where we already kind of see them shift focuses. But again, in the short term, in the near term, it's actually looking pretty bullish. You do have some negative projections into the next day, into the next week here. But you get into the next month, actually things looking pretty bullish. And again, some projections as high as $8 a share. And so the reasoning why, I mean, you've had BlackRock buy, you have State Street holding. You haven't seen a massive sell-off, but you have seen some sell-offs. You know, while you've had 50 million buys, you've also had 70 million sells. BlackRock sold a little bit, but Vanguard acquired some shares, State Street acquired some shares. And so the defense market hasn't seen momentum. The defense market has actually been dropping. If you look at Palantir recently, if you look at BBAI, if you look at most defense companies, after that big rally that they had, they've actually now been selling off quite aggressively, as Palantir sold off from 207 to now 135. And they've all crossed below that 200-day moving average, which is usually bearish. But we start to see a little bit of a floor maybe on Palantir. Palantir starts to find a support. A lot of defense companies starting to find some more support. And then BBAI here is in this little bit of a trend where there is that potential for that $7 range and those 100% gains. But I think what they're really looking for right now, stabilizing between that $5 to $7 range. So their current price targets, if we look at them in the short term, and this is what I'm watching at least into this next week, while they had that extra sell down, they kind of broke pattern. But they got back into trend a little bit here towards the end of the week. And they had a little bit of a spike up to 460 there. And the next target here, if they can hold above about $4 a share, it's going to be up into about 475, which is a 10% increase. If they get a larger recovery, something that would be a more aligned with, news or contracts or things starting to look better, you're starting to look at, targets up in that $5.80, $5.50 range. Then you're looking at, 30% plus gain potential on Big Bear. But currently, again, they've had their volatility. Look at all that volatility, big spikes, sell-off spikes, and they're still back where they were basically in 2025 around this time last year. And again, I bought down here in 2024 in December, and I've seen it rally, I've seen it do its stuff. But when it goes very fast, and it has a very strong surge. And the press releases have looked fairly good. We've seen their balance sheet looks a lot better. Best it's ever looked, actually. They decreased their liabilities. They increased their assets. They're almost at $1 billion in equity now. They're up to almost 800. And they're at $861 million in assets. So it's looking good there. Nearest support is at $4 a share. So the reason why you could have caution again, it's just that it just sells. It just continues that downward momentum. From a technical perspective, the longer term still struggling. If you were really conservative, you'd look for them to break above 5 before looking for the move. But even at that time, I think their fair value is stabilizing, and they're going to see these levels around this $4.50 to $7 range, somewhere in here, kind of sustained, unless we see a lot more emphasis on the TSA contracts and on their pipeline of deals that they have, that they get to those $7 to $10 ranges once again. But again, it's one I just hold long term, and I know it's not as exciting as some of the data center plays right now. It's not as exciting as space tech with the SpaceX IPOs. It's not as exciting as the photonics markets or the quantum computing markets, but it is a stock that I've held a long time. I've seen a lot of gains. I've traded it quite successfully, and I'm going to be looking for them to potentially continue trend. So we'll see if any opportunities present themselves at Market Open on Tuesday. If you would like to tune on in and join us there, tune on in live. It's the second link in the description below. You get to watch my entries and my exits every day, Monday through Friday at Market Open. And not only that, you also get a free t-shirt when you join. We got a huge sale. It's not getting any better than this, so go have a look at the second link in the description below to tune on in. If I earned your thumbs up, hit the like button. Do consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.